kind of neat.
Okay. Right. Hello, everyone. I think we are live. Let me just check that on my other computer. Of course, I am the sort of bloke who brings two computers on holiday with him, as you'd expect. At the moment, there seems to be a lag. Just so I'm live there. Oh, there you go. Excellent. Okay. Right. Let me just check the sound. Oh, there you go. Awesome. Okay. Right. Excellent. Well, it's 17:29, so it's almost that time. Who have we got here? I can see Lee's here. There's two watching, so I think that's Lee and the other computer. Okay, maybe I should tweet this a little bit, or whatever the word for tweet is these days. Exit, no, post it.
Tweet, I think.
Is it still tweet?
Well, I think it's officially post, isn't it? But that's really boring. So I think everyone says tweet, I think.
Yeah.
And retweet and so on.
So yeah.
I know all the
yeah. Okay. Oh, I said I'm live now. That was on Telegram. I should have said we're live now, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
Let's just go to X. Right. We'll just go live and happening with Maff, that's you, and Quadzilla. There you go. Right. So there you go. Right. Awesome. Hello, Maff. How you doing? You all right?
I'm good, thanks. Yeah. How's things in the old Costa del Sol over there?
It's nice and hot. It's very, very hot actually. Well, it has been like stupidly hot apparently, but so it's down to about 30 now. So it's actually fine.
Down to 30 degrees. Wow.
Yeah, no, it's apparently last in July it was like over 40 and stuff. So that would have been fairly unbearable, I would say. Yeah, but much cooler than places like Turkey, I believe, where I believe they got temperatures like 50. I didn't even know that was possible on this planet. But
just people would just melt.
Yeah. Brilliant. Okay, so it's just Lee here. Hello, Lee. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's if there's not a giant,
we've got a few more now. I think it says. Yeah, that's not bad. Actually, yeah.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if we do this, what should we do? I'll just do a little thing just for people who've never seen this channel before, which I don't think there are any. But okay, so I'll just turn this indicator off. I am actually looking at SUI here, not Bitcoin. That is for personal reasons because I've got a trade on that's underwater. Anyway, so this is the kind of raw candlestick chart as you would expect to see on TradingView, and the indicator that has been developed by mostly Maff and a little bit from me, I suppose, and a few other people, is this one that looks like this. So it consists of a momentum chart down here, which signifies if the asset is overbought or oversold. So you can find turning points in the actual chart, in the main chart. And then the main chart includes these EMAs. So the yellow one is a 21 EMA and the green one is a 55 EMA. I actually do like to add another two, which we have included in the standard setup. So that is here in style, and that is EMA 5 and EMA 9. Okay. I just like to see those because when I see these EMAs in this order, like red, cyan, yellow, green, I know that is a uptrend. So at the moment, on the 3-minute time frame, I would say that SUI is in a uptrend. There are also other things as well that Maff has built into this, and you can see here, for example, that when these two EMAs start to converge at a certain angle, you get this purple shape. Sorry about that. That was a.
That's exactly what happens when they converge. Yeah.
I wish. No, but yeah. That was sorry. That is these two EMAs converging, which in this case, the yellow going below the green would be a bearish sign. So you can see the price came down, and when they go the other way, you get this green shading here, which is normally a bullish signal. And in fact, that wasn't an amazing one, but this is only the 3-minute time frame. You can obviously look at this on something like the 1 hour time frame, which I've never done. Well, I'm not prepared for with this asset, but once again, you see these things that when they converge, it normally signifies quite a significant bump to the upside. And then we got this oscillator down here that has this thing that we call the convergence band. This is actually made out of 4 different stochastic oscillators. And what you're looking for here is when it gets really like skinny below the 20% mark, that's that line there, or really sort of, squished up like hang on, like that kind of thing there, when it gets squished up above the 80% mark. And I'm sticking my neck out here slightly, saying that was probably a top. So there you go, and that was indeed a top there. And it's just really, really good at finding tops and bottoms. In addition, we've got these red backgrounds, which once again signifies a overbought condition. So that's quite often when you see the price come down. Conversely, you get the green background like here, which is when the asset is oversold, and consequently you tend to see a reversal there, which you did rather beautifully here. So there's that. There are other little things as well, like these little triangles, which we call the trend shield, which we can talk about later, and other little things like these arrows and things up here that I'm sure Maff will fill us in on later. There is also the magic thing, which is these. Sorry, it's a bit confusing because I've got these lines here. That's nothing to do with the indicator. Let's just get rid of those. And that one. Yeah, so we've got these things here. Now, what these are, this is a kind of retracement level. So as the price is going up there, what happens is when you start to see like the red which way is it now? Oversold condition down here, but the price is still going up. It tends to draw this retracement level here. So what that means is the price is going to carry on up, but it's probably going to come back here sooner or later. And this is amazing because it just does that, and it seems to do it on almost any time frame, and it's quite magic, really. So that, in a nutshell, is what Quadzilla is. It's actually, these bits of the indicator up here and these bits for the momentum down here, and it is amazingly all combined into one indicator. So even if you were just on the free version of TradingView, where you get 2 indicators you can use this one, and it pretty much does everything that you would ever want. So that's really good. Even better, although we are classing it as a premium invite only indicator, you can actually get this for free if you go to the link that's in the description of this live stream, which is basically savewithcrypto.org/QZ, and you follow some very simple steps there. And that's what Quadzilla is. Maff, who you can see down here, he has been helping massively with the development of this, and yeah, he's done some awesome work. And recently, in fact, it was 2 days ago, he sent me an updated script, which we then published. So we're now on version 1.1. So I think I've briefly explained what Quadzilla is. So if there's any questions, please do put them in the comments. I'm just going to say hello to John B. Hello, Firewatch999. Saw you in the Stonksy stream earlier on, and Iad. Hello there. Hello. Cool. So yeah, Maff. So what is different? Actually, do you want to share your screen and show me what's different in version 1?
Let's do that. in which case, yeah, I need to actually share. Just 1 second.
I need to remove myself.
Share. Let's share the whole screen. Every time I do this, as if it's my first time just figuring out how to share a screen. It's like,
okay. Shall I
mumble to
hide?
myself while I'm clicking.
Shall I hide our avatars so we've got maximum?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, let's get full screen. That is better. Yeah. So, okay, where to start? There's actually so much to go through. I'm actually hoping that we can fit all of this within the hour. We'll see how we get on.
Okay.
So, I thought maybe because earlier on in your previous video today you'd mentioned about the like big price move incoming and so on. So with that in mind, because I think you were curious to know what that was going to be.
Oh, your secret, your big
the
price.
clickbait.
Yeah.
So urgent Bitcoin big price move incoming. To be honest, some of that was, I mean, it kind of was clickbait, to be honest. But I shouldn't actually admit to that. But yeah, if we look at so this is currently on the daily for Bitcoin. Yeah, so I was thinking what we might do here is just give it a bit of a August price outlook, just kind of how we think the price is going to play out during August. Generally, I think it's going to be number go up. That's the plan, but there might be a bit of number go down first, and then number move sideways. This was this blue scribble was something that I drew in last week. Obviously, the price is kind of back here. Then so that actually, yeah, on Saturday, I guess I drew that in. It may have even been Friday. I can't remember now. But so I essentially just tweeted that screenshot, and when it was kind of it's only there anyway. I didn't need to do that. Let's undo that. Yeah, so back on Friday or Saturday, I tweeted this just with the blue scribble and the two horizontal lines. I'll even just switch Quadzilla off for a moment there, suggesting that if the price broke down some more, which it kind of has, or if the price closed lower for the week, any lower than it currently was, which it did, then we'd run the risk of the price just kind of dropping to this level here, which is kind of the 108-ish, 107 up to about 109-ish, and then maybe range sideways within there for a lot of August, potentially into early September, but hopefully not. I mean, I'm hoping it'll get to maybe halfway along. If it comes down there at all, I'm hoping it gets to maybe halfway along and then zooms up. And the reason I was thinking that was this kind of area of liquidity just there. So some orders had obviously been building up there. So if it comes down to anywhere, I think it's likely to be there. It may even drop lower. It might drop to this kind of pivot level, 105-ish, 101-ish. Any of those are possible, I think. But I think it just, this area, I suspect, would be a bit of a price magnet if it comes down. So far, it's showing signs that it might. So I'm going to leave the scribble unchanged on here, as long as I remember not to just accidentally delete it. And then probably next Wednesday, we could maybe just check in again and see if it's done that. Or if the price actually just did this for a bit and then just went straight up, in which case I can quietly delete the scribble and hope everyone forgets I was talking about it. But yeah, if it comes down to that, then we'll see. So that's my feeling anyway. Is that it's probably going to come down to there. and then just range sideways a bit down here for a while. So that's that. What we can also look at is what we could look at the stochastics. I think just to also give a bit of a slightly long-term outlook. If I go to, is that a good one? Yeah, okay, this one. So we're still very much with Quadzilla at this stage. It's very versatile. You can get it to do all sorts of modern art style. Is it art? But is it really art? I don't know. Looks like a big mess to me. But anyway, so yeah, essentially, so this is actually, you know what? Maybe I'll show you how we get to this screen first of all. So if I bring this back down, and yeah, actually, I'm going to bring that back up. Whoops, I'm going to go away from there because I just spoiled the surprise for what I was going to show later on. That was awful. Let's instead do this here. So if we go to the probably the 2-day, and I was at a super chat comment that just came up. Are you still there? Save with crypto.
Sorry, I disappeared slightly and then came back.
Okay. Phew. I was just saying, was that a super chat comment that just came?
Not only was it a super chat, it was the first one ever. So thank you very much. That was fantastic. So Maff, you're going to get paid.
Awesome. Yeah. Be a slap at meal on Friday night, I think.
Yeah.
Actually, that I think I prefer that to Free Chippy Friday, which I'm also looking forward to. But just super chat Chippy Friday, if that works. Yeah. So what was the comment after all that fanfare?
Oh yeah, no, he was. Lee was just saying, "There's a little donation for your effort, guys. Anyone else send a donation?" No, you're the only one. Yeah, thank you very, very much. Didn't expect that at all.
Yeah. So
thought that
I mean,
away, you know.
I think there actually was a comment, wasn't there? Along with the donation.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Yeah. August is usually a dump month.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe.
Yes.
But
yeah,
we'll see.
I think that's probably true, isn't it? Looking back,
statistically, yeah.
But so we'll see anyway. So I hope that it's going to be sort of, if it is anything like that, it'll work out as just an initial dump, and then, as I say, sideways move, and then hopefully up in the latter half of the month. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, so if I go to 2-day and switch back on Quadzilla, that's what I wanted to do. And in fact, if I what do I want to do? I want to bring that up. And yeah, so what I was going to do here was, if I just, oops, don't do that. If I do that, that's better. I was going to show just how I got to the other screen, because I thought maybe it's worth just going through that a bit. So if I go into the settings here, just for now, I'll undo the filling the convergence band, and also bring in these other stochastics, remove the average for now. Excuse me. And so essentially, yeah. So as I say, this on the 2-day chart. I think at this stage, this is very sort of Crown's crypto cave, Crown's magical crypto cave, because he always looks at the stochastics like this, but certainly thought we've got our own stochastics here. We can do something very like that. And in fact, it tells us quite a lot, I think, because so the 4 stochastic lines that we get in. It's basically what makes Quadzilla quad. It puts the quad in Quadzilla. So we've got the fast red, the not so fast cyan, the fairly slow yellow, and the even slower green. And then combined, we can get a pretty good idea of what's going on. So as you can see, we did have this red, fairly ominous red background showing up. That was just on, well, actually back in July, Friday, July the 18th. And since then, I think the price did really dump a bit. So things have been coming down. The faster red has already come back around a bit, although we might well see that just going to drop down. It obviously depends what's going to happen. I think it was when the price actually just where did it go? When the price kind of did that, just went back up a bit, then that caused this to react fairly quickly as well. But the others are still kind of making their way down. So I suspect we're going to see these drop, because these were up in overbought for quite a while. So you might expect some amount of retracement here, just coming back down. This is another reason why I think that it's going to be fairly likely that we see some price dumpage on Bitcoin for a little while, at least until all these start to cool down. So hopefully they'll just zigzag sideways for a bit and then converge and come to an agreement between them and then work their way back up. So that's a 2-day. I think probably a similar thing. We went to like a 5-day. Reset that a bit. It's showing similar sort of things. I mean, obviously it's very dumpy on here. I think we might well see those come down. They can come down pretty quickly, of course. Like it might take a week and a half, maybe, to get down to this sort of level. And up. I guess they can come down very, very quickly. So we'll see anyway. There's that. So any thoughts on that? Just have a quick look at the comments. Lee's comments about dumpy August. So hopefully not, but who knows? I'm hoping it's a nice push up to 130 area. New V1.1 looks amazing. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. So okay, that's the price outlook. I guess from there, should we talk about the the retracement levels?
Yeah.
And maybe what's kind of gone into V1.1 as well. So yeah, if I go back to the 1 hour, actually I'll go to this chart, and within this, let's bring that back up. Let's actually sort out Quadzilla a bit. Just put the defaults back on. That's better. So yeah, on the 1 hour chart, so the retracement level that you were talking about earlier on, is of course that's a sort of bearish retracement level, and the reason it's bearish, even though the price is down here, and it means that the price is pretty much very likely to come back up to it. The reason it's bearish is because it suggests that the price might reach the line, maybe go slightly above the line, but then come back down again, because it's the old 1, 2, 3 pattern. So do I show that? Oh yeah. So yeah, essentially. So what it show? I'll see if I can find a better example. Do that. There's a good one. It's on the 30-minute. This is another bearish one. So what we tend to see is when to make that a bit clearer. Yeah. When this happens, actually that's kind of bullish, isn't it? I think maybe that isn't brilliant.
Yeah,
I think it's reacting to that. Yeah, because it's bearish because it's saying that the overall trend is coming down. So that happens within the configured 12 bars of this green background here. Just so essentially, this is saying that hey, even though the momentum is showing that the price wants to come back up, there's still a strong downward trend because this is crossed bearish. So that will probably want to play out first before it comes back up to this level. And what it's also kind of saying is even once it's come back up to here, you'll basically want to pay attention to what the EMA trend is doing at that point, because it's pretty likely it's going to come down again. So it'll be like a sort of 1, 2, 3 kind of pattern. And,
okay, so in this circumstance here, I mean that didn't happen, but is that
not yet? No.
Oh, not yet. Oh, I see. Okay, it's like that. Okay,
Like that, is it?
it's like that, is it?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But we'll see. They tend to play like sometimes it is just the 1, 2, and then that's it. But it does depend on what the trend's doing. But you do often see the 1, 2, 3 as well.
Okay.
So I was thinking, what I was going to do is also maybe. Oh, actually, yeah. Sorry, I was thinking what to talk about next. 1.1. There's the release notes for 1.1. Did I send them? I think people probably got a pretty good idea, to be honest, of what was in this just from the release notes themselves, if they've seen them. But we've got 1.1. So there was an improvement to the EMA convergence detection. So I think what we were sometimes seeing on here was that so the EMA convergence, like that one suggesting the purple background suggesting there's a bearish convergence happening there, so that you're going to get a downward trend confirmation. We were sometimes seeing little bands of purple show up here and there, and then they would, like, nothing would come of it. So there was kind of a false positive type of thing happening there. So I'd improve that a little bit, so we don't see those anymore. So when you see this starting to happen, then it's much more likely that's going to play out. And the same for the bullish convergence as well. That was one thing. The retracement level default values, I've changed those. So the number of bars after, if I go to where is it? This one, within number of bars, the default is now 12. It used to be 7, but quite often it didn't really particularly catch all of the moves doing that. Like this one, for example, it probably wouldn't have caught that, because it would have been when that happened to the green background, it would have been too far away from the bearish cross. So the 12 just seems like a slightly better number. It's just but anything higher than 12, I was finding that it was catching things a bit too often, that things that didn't quite play out.
Okay.
So also the retracement level, the go long and go short triangles that we see sometimes. We sometimes see them play out here. Like, so once the price has retraced back to this level, you would see a triangle appear, a green triangle saying, go, 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 go. What did it do? Sorry, it would appear up here because this was the bearish. You see a triangle, a downward pointing red triangle here saying go, 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 go short. But what happens now is that it also looks at the trend. So if the trend is strongly upwards, it doesn't show that downward triangle. And the same for the bullish are there going to be any examples here? What I tend to find with these retracement levels is that they pop up all the time, except for when you're actually looking for one, and then they're remarkably elusive. I'm just looking for the bullish example. Maybe on the 12. Oh, I think was that? Well, no, bearish. Go to the 12. There's one. Yeah. So on this one, okay, that's a teeny example there of the bearish. So that's got its own little red go short triangle because the trend is pointing down there. So it's saying, yep, we've retraced to that line, so it's a good idea to go short here. So on the bullish, that did also show, interestingly, a red triangle there. Not sure why that would have, because the trend's quite downward there. But anyway, I'll have to look at the calculation, but it seemed to think it's okay. Whatever it's done there, it's got it right, because when it shows that go long triangle, it doesn't mean immediately place a long position. It kind of means place a trigger long, so that when the price retraces, when it comes, so it's already done that retrace down past that level, but then when it retraces again for step 3, it comes back to that line, then the long would get triggered at that point.
Right.
So that's kind of what you want. I think that there would happen. You probably get stopped at, but essentially when it comes back past there, then it catches that long. Like so, then of course at that point you'll be watching the trend lines and whatever else to know when to exit that position. So that's kind of the idea. So the other improvement was that these are just a bit more transparent, so they don't kind of clutter things up too much. Another change was that there was show super up or down, even if the opposite trend shield is visible. So this is an example of the super down here, that little kind of red label marker. So that what that one's saying is that, you know what, the price is absolutely about to come down, very likely. And that's kind of what happens there. It knows to do that, but well, there's a confluence of different things that happen to make that very likely, and then like boom, you get the down. So this trend shield, that one again probably would have been a super down, but because the trend shield is saying, you know, careful now, there might be a bit more upside here. So in which case it doesn't show the super down. So and that's basically what that setting was. It's just if you still want to see the super down, you can switch it on. But I've now just removed the setting just to tidy things up a bit.
Okay.
Because I think you can kind of see what's happening anyway at that point, and then if you decide you still want to go with that, then obviously there's still plenty saying that's probably going to head downwards, but it's just got that bit of caution. So that's so that was a bit of housekeeping. Also, the last one for 1.1 is just the convergence minimum slope default. I changed that slightly so that when it starts to think that the EMA lines are converging, there's a minimum slope that it checks. So I just reduce that slightly, so it's more like, so it'll kick in a bit earlier, essentially, like here. So that was 1.1. I could probably go on to the next thing. And so, any questions, anybody, before we go on?
So, the super up and super down indicator, can you just clarify? So you're saying they don't appear anymore? Was that what you were saying?
They do appear. but there was already a change in there, which was that they wouldn't appear if the opposite trend shield was showing.
Right. Gotcha.
So that's still the case, but it's just that there was a setting to make them just appear anyway as a checkbox. But that checkbox is gone now, so it's a permanent thing that if the opposite trend shield is showing, then the worth doing that. I don't know. Bring that one back. If the opposite trend shield is showing, then the super up in this case wouldn't appear. So on here, the trend shield shows up on the next bar along, so you still get that appearing. So it always looked a bit strange if this bit is saying, I'm absolutely confident about this, you should absolutely go long right here, go. But then there's this thing if that was on top of it saying, don't go just yet, there's still downward momentum. So and I think that was a bit confusing. So it tidies that up.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah. Cool. So what we could also do is give maybe a bit of insight into. Well, actually, there's a few things. God, which order to do this in? I wanted to show a bit of V1.2 because there's a new feature in that. But just before that, I wanted to mention that because sometimes with all these new features being added or improved or whatever, that there is a bit of experimentation that goes on with those as well. And so sometimes certain things don't quite make the cut. I wanted to show a quick example of that. So if I guess, actually I'll hide V1, minimize that. So I've set up this kind of Quadzilla lab indicator, which, so just to emphasize, this is something that won't be appearing in Quadzilla, but I just wanted to show an example where it might have like almost made it, but it didn't quite work out as I'd hoped. So in this case, because we get the kind of that's probably a bit more like it. The bullish retracement level in this case would have the 1, 2, and then maybe 3 kind of steps to the bullish pattern going on. So I was just looking to see if there was a way to easily just sort of give a range that would be accurate for the price level to come down to, and then like how far down would it drop before going back up again. So what I tried was just putting in. So it's the distance between the retracement level itself and the price where the cross happened, the crossover. So it was just drawing down to there. I was hoping that this would kind of just magically be very close to the lower bound of where the price tends to come down to, but it's not. it sometimes works out. It's surprising, but probably like less than half the time. So I think that would just, I sort of realised that wasn't really going to add any great benefit. Like this one, for the opposite, like here for the bearish retracement, so the price would kind of go down, then up, then down. So the idea here is that in fact, the retracement only happened within that one candle, but so it would come up to somewhere within that range. So in fact, it obviously did, but it'd be nice if it was the extent of the range, or if it was a bit more accurate. But as you can see, it's drawn it from there up to the cross under price at that point. So yeah, I just wanted to show an example of like a lot of experimentation goes on, but some stuff just doesn't make it in. It doesn't quite work out as well as it hoped. I just think, sorry.
No, I was just going to say that's very good that you're you're experimenting and trying things, and yeah,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, no, I can see where you're
Yeah.
coming from, because I know, with certain indicators, if you look for, oh, well, every time that does that, that seems to happen, and that goes there. It's like, it's like, is that magic, or I don't know, but I think, I mean, you spotted that thing with the retracement level that just works so beautifully. So yeah, I mean, well, thanks for trying.
Yeah. I mean, it's yeah, it's one of these things, isn't it? That yeah, so sometimes you have to sort of try these things out, and then I mean, it was a bit disappointing, to be honest, when I saw the results. Not as good as that hoped, but I was also quite glad that I did try that out, because it did then get me thinking about just what the hell is going on with with these, and then because just in terms of what else can we actually use in order uh, to figure out just how far above the price is going to go, or how far below before it retraces. So she'll come out to that. Yeah, just hide that, minimize that. If I go back to 1.1 for a second, I actually much prefer that, where it's just a line, to be honest, because it feels much more precise. So it's kind of saying the price is going to do, that, then come back up, which obviously it does eventually. So yeah, another possibility, of course, is looking at maybe fair value gaps and probably order blocks as well. So let's bring that up. So I guess I could show that. So this is a different indicator, the one that Wizard of Vault introduces to, which is the super order block and fair value gap and is it break of support? I think break of something or other tools.
Break of
What is a
structure.
BOS? Oh, sorry, yeah, break of structure, absolutely. So if I put that on, what's going to show up? Nothing much just here. So this one, it only draws back a certain way to about there. So, oops, sorry about the noise. All right, ETH 12-minute price retracement alert. Shall we have a quick look at that, just as it's binged, so it's live?
Yeah, sure.
So jump over to there, we're on the 12th minute. So what's happened there with this alert is that so this red background appeared, and it happened just not long after this bullish crossover of the 21 EMA crossing over the 55. So if you happen to be trading this, that would be a good time to look at this and think, well, okay, we've got this bullish reversal level just here, so pretty likely the price is going to come down to that, maybe drop down a bit, and then head back up. And in fact, this is a pretty good example of the fair value gap, which might come in useful here. So we can look at this bullish fair value gap just here, because it goes from that wick up to that wick, the upper wick up to the end of the lower wick. So it's a three candle pattern essentially. That one's been consumed, and the price has just plowed on down through that, because you can kind of see from the bearish momentum that the price wants to come down. So there's a bit of a kind of a battle going on there between the strong bullish trend and the bearish momentum.
Yeah.
So it's come down through that. It might, yeah, it's fighting, isn't it? Because there were some open orders just there that I guess have probably all now been filled, that wanted to kind of send this back up. So it's still doing a bit of a fight there. It'll probably have a similar thing going on when it gets down to this level. So some more jumping around a bit. Probably on a lower time frame, you'd see it doing that. But eventually, when it gets down to here, you might expect it to maybe drop into this area of liquidity, another fair value gap, and it might just wick down slightly into that and then up, or it might just sort of come down more into there. I think it's pretty unlikely that it'll head down any further than that line, or much further at all. So you'd expect to maybe that to come down into that area there, and then kind of head back up again. It's the old drawing. Yeah, path. So it's the 3-step process we'd hope to see then would be kind of from there. But yeah, so went 1, then retraced, something like that, down to somewhere within that zone, and then hopefully we'd see the 3 coming back up. And that's essentially the retracement pattern. we always have a retracement parrot, like with the new logo. So the retracement pattern would do that, then that, then that. So 3 steps, 3 stages. So yeah, so in place of that, what I was trying to achieve before with the retracement zone that it comes down into, we can actually use fair value gaps in a very similar way, because it just, the price tends to respect these quite nicely.
Yeah.
And calls them sir and so on, or madam. And so it's already kind of, yeah, oh, you see it's actually gone back into that fair value gap again, the FVG. So it's going to jump around in there for a while. It's almost inevitable that it's going to come back down and slurp up the liquidity. It'll get through that. It'll probably bounce a bit there, as I was saying before, then find its way down to there, and then to the races, hopefully. So yeah, that is something that I wanted to talk about. There was the fair value gaps. That was actually very good timing that this pinged. So essentially, it means so you can use the fair value gaps to get a really good entry into a position combined with the retracement pattern, and you can also use it to time your exit as well. I wonder if there's a good example. I mean, this is bearish. There's probably examples all over the place. I'm just not seeing them. But so like if I suppose that, for example, like say if the price is obviously coming down there, the price heads back up, but you can see that there's a bearish fair value gap that's formed. The reason they form, well, the reason tends to be that the price moved so rapidly down in this case that there were still some sell orders that were in place that didn't get filled in time, went past their level. So it means that those are pretty likely just still there, waiting to be filled.
Gotcha.
And so, yeah, essentially, so it means when the price comes back up to that level, then you tend to see this sort of thing happen, and you can expect the price to drop again because these sell orders are suddenly being filled. So boom, down the price goes. And I guess that kind of happened a bit there. That I think so. Yeah, that the price probably wanted to come up there because it was having to push through these sell orders. Momentum was on its side at that point, but then by the time it got to this batch here, it just kind of ran out of steam, and the bears won in that case, and it came back down. So you can use these to time your exit from a trade. In this case, for a long, you kind of know that if you got that there, that the you're going to see a price drop. Well, you don't know, it's very likely. Yeah, so just that combined with the retracement levels, I'm sort of seeing that. So for a possible future version, I was sort of contemplating maybe kind of incorporating something like this. I haven't rushed to do that just yet because because I want to just see that play out and see if we combine order blocks as well. Do we combine any of this at all, or just like use this indicator or some other like it that shows fair value gaps?
Yeah.
If it's incorporated, then we can start to factor it into the calculations that these things use to hopefully make things even more accurate and so on.
Amazing. Yeah, that's certainly something to. Yeah, that's the way the future could go, isn't it? Yeah. A couple of things here. Lee, I'm not quite sure what you mean. You said, will there be any change of character part being put in the indicator? I'm not sure what you mean by change of character. Do you know what he means, Maff?
Change of character part.
Don't really know what you mean there, mate. So
it may have been an autocorrect. I'm actually not sure.
Anyway, John's saying, what settings do you have your FVG selected?
I can show you. I've got it set to nice pastel colours. That's the main thing, because they're very pretty, and also in a more practical way, so they don't kind of clash too much with the rest of what's going on.
So you've only checked.
Yeah, so I've got, so at the moment order blocks are switched off. So I've got the fair value gaps themselves and the structure breaking ones. For these, I did up the opacity. I don't know if that's an American way of pronouncing it. The opacity of those, so they're a bit more visible. But also because I tend not to. Oh yeah, everything else is switched off then, just for the purposes of this. I tend not to have this on for very long. It's more just if I'm kind of plotting out a particular trading plan or whatever, or just getting the lay of the land and so on. Have that on while we're doing that. Yeah, so I could probably go from there to, unless there are any other things. Oh, is that CHO chalk? It's change of character in crypto.
Oh.
Chalk.
Oh, that change. I don't know what that is. I've heard of it. Yeah, I don't know what that is. So probably not. Yeah, I've heard Mark Pro talk about that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
I'm making a note of it because I love this kind of just, hey, have you looked at blah blah blah, and then quite often that sort of thing does play into future improvements and so on, even if it's just improvements in my ability to trade and not make a loss. Change of character. Yeah, so I could probably jump on the next thing, which would be a sneak peek at 1.2. Should do that.
Yeah, please. Yeah.
It says hide that, and maybe minimize that. So we go to this. I did accidentally reveal this at the start of the video, but hopefully no one minds. This is it's a purely instructional thing. Oh, actually, sorry, I'm just reading the comment there. So change of character, like if you're in lower. Where did it go? Oh, there's a brilliant explanation then. Just then it disappeared. Oh, here, yeah, that's right. Like if we're in lower highs, higher lows, and then it changes to like a higher high. Okay. Oh, sorry to lose it. That's okay. Okay. Lower highs or higher lows. Lower highs, and then it changes to like a higher. So yeah, so just like the structure has changed, I suppose. So like potentially, yeah. So the yeah, because I suppose this is all very sort of momentum oriented, isn't it? What it's generally showing.
Yeah.
So yeah, potentially. I think it's one to think about. Yeah, change momentum. So yeah, definitely worth considering, I think.
Although if you're talking more about the sort of, like a change in trend, isn't it? I suppose going, where you got, say you've been going like lower low, lower low, then all of a sudden you got a higher low, then that would be a change in trend, wouldn't it? So
yeah,
we might have that covered with the EMAs already. But
true.
yeah, but we can look at that and
Yeah,
yeah.
I think one of the things is because I've been sort of looking for ways to actually tie in actual support and resistance levels. So kind of looking at, for example, maybe factoring in kind of pivot points or just kind of localish structures and so on. And I think what that might end up as is essentially fair value gap and maybe order blocks as well, as a way to sort of find a particular support or resistance level. Yeah, fancy way of saying trend change. It's a comment. Yeah. So yeah, potentially. Anyway, so on this end, I suppose, let's nip back to this. The idea with this is that it's a purely sort of, I guess, instructional change in the sense that best way to explain it. So I think, yeah, I did notice when I was kind of explaining the retracement pattern, like on videos like this one, I'll be doing that, sort of drawing the, like, so it's going to go 1, then it's going to go 2, then it's going to go 3. And I think, I'm not sure if, because I was probably explaining in a bit of an over-explained kind of way, so I think maybe, I don't know if people were really kind of grokking the idea. Is that grokking? Can we say that?
Probably.
Yeah. So I thought, maybe people were understanding it perfectly. That's actually quite likely. but yeah, so I thought maybe as a sort of learning aid, maybe I thought we could have that in the indicator, but probably switched off by default, because otherwise things do get a bit messy again. So it would be essentially that and that, to sort of not have those, and then just where did it go? Kind of back to normal with showing EMAs in the chart and so on. But if you want to, then you could have these just sort of switched on as a good way to just visualize what's going on. But while that's on, then I would suggest probably just temporarily having the EMA switched off. Just otherwise, just like too much stuff. In fact, I'll just hide the order blocks stuff as well. So what we've got is, in this example, the so we've got this bearish retracement level, and we've got this kind of one. So like step 1 is that the price has come down. That's its lowest point. Step 2 is that the price retraces and comes back up above the retracement level. And then step 3 is that it comes back down again to the retracement level and then just keeps going down. So like, so you can just kind of visualize the steps like 1, 2, 3. So,
Yeah.
and then similarly for this one, and then also you can kind of see when it doesn't quite play out, and you just get like 1, 2 in a lot of cases. Well, in a few cases. So this one, obviously these have overlapped a little bit, but here you kind of got the one. So in this case, if it's bullish, then it goes up, down, up. If it's bearish, it goes down, up, down. So in this case, this one here is bullish. So you get the kind of very quick up, just in space of a bar or two. The up, then the down, and then the up. So played out. So it's also there as kind of a reminder that even once, oh god, suddenly everything's happening. Is it 5:30? Is there a particular market opening that opens at 5:30?
Not that I know of, no.
Just anyway. So yeah, it's a reminder that that even after you've got like 1, 2, there's usually still a 3. Sorry, it's the other way around. Even after you've got the 1 and the 2, there's usually still a 3 that happens as well. So go back and find some other examples. Are there going to be? Are there any? What's up with Ethereum? Is it just like not showing any? Just nothing's happening. Oh, maybe I need to. But no, I think maybe along here it's just perhaps Ethereum's just been doing a lot of sideways generally. So there's not much in.
It kind of has, yeah.
Yeah, I'll find a better chart. If I go to say Sol. Yeah, here. I think also it's because I got the EMA switched off, so it's not quite so evident what's happening where on these. But yeah, on this one, so we had the one played out. Okay, that one fizzled out. It's so in this particular case, so that the bullish trend line kicked in because there was a likelihood that the price is going to come down, but it was a strong trend going upwards. I'll just put the EMA back on for a second. So yeah, you can see it's kind of a strong trend up. So this kicks in saying the usual thing. The momentum and the trend are in contention with each other. So expect the price to come back down. Kind of does eventually, but by that stage, this is decided to stop drawing. So that just draws the 1. That's as far as it gets. In this one over here, that's much more kind of switch off the EMAs again just for now. Yeah, so in this one, that is so. Remember, with the bullish retracement level, it always goes up, down, up. So we get the up, which is step 1, to its kind of. In fact, I think that was. Oh yeah, so it's the highest point after that, after it really kind of started drawing there. So that one, and then step 2, which just comes down below the retracement level, and then step 3. That's kind of interesting. Yeah, okay, that is, I think, yeah. This is why this isn't quite released yet, because I don't think that's quite right. So there wasn't actually a step 3 in this case. So remember, we're looking at a pre-release thing here at the moment. So that should just be like a 1 and then a 2, because that's just the bearish candle coming down that marks the second stage. And similarly, there's no oh, actually there is. Sorry, yeah, there's also an upward green triangle there. probably the trend was still very uppy at that point. So yeah, that's that. Maybe this one. That's another one that's just going to do that. So again, yeah, to be honest with that, even with that, if the I could probably configure that, because if that was configured so that it doesn't give up quite so soon, we do that. Just put in where is it? It's the 85. So put in is 120. Might come across. Oh, almost. Just about a few bars. 125. No, bit more. Oh, there we go. Took a while. Yeah, so on this one, so for the bearish, it's kind of down, up, down. So on here, the price dropped down quite heavily below. Do that. Price dropped down quite heavily below the retracement level. The retracement level kind of kicked in. So it's saying like, this is happening. Step one, like down to its lowest point. Then step two comes back up as that completes. Then step three. That's another example of that. Step three is there is no step three, because that was just the bullish candle coming up there. What may have happened actually was that within that candle, the price probably rose up, came down a bit, and then went up again, rose back up above. So that's why it's kind of seen that as a valid step three, if you see what I mean. It just happens kind of within that candle. So yeah, so that's essentially what's coming up. Let's say it's purely an instructional thing, but sometimes it's helpful just to visualize just what the pattern is trying to tell you. So that's quite nice.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, just to have a quick look at these. Lee, a holiday in Spain. That's just great. Actually, it's lovely. It's great having all my family back together for a few weeks. It's brilliant. Also saying, does Quadzilla work differently if you use different exchanges on TradingView? Is it best to create a watch list of your favorites off all? It depends, really, doesn't it? I mean, it obviously uses data from the past, so I suppose the more data you've got, the better. I tend to just use whatever exchange I'm using, really. How about you, Maff?
Yeah, pretty much the same. So like, so there definitely is a difference. So like, to go back to Bitcoin, yeah. So this is on Blofin, which is still kind of my trading exchange of choice at the moment. Bitunix is also pretty nice, of course. But yeah, so if I let's go to that. So I do tend to have the Bitcoin index close by as well, just because you do often see obviously differences. Maybe not so much there, but it's quite surprising. But I think like to get an overall picture of what's going on, I do tend to use the index chart. If I'm actually trading, looking to open a trade, then I think it just makes sense to use the same one as the exchange that you're trading on for that.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It
works equally well across all of them. Of course, it's just you do see slight differences, slightly different things happening.
Yeah, I suspect, Lee, because you've used Stonksy in the past, which is like just gives like radically different. Well, sometimes you get like because you're looking for the background. Sometimes you'll see it on one exchange and not at all on another. So I kind of know where you're coming from with that. Yeah, this isn't really like this because this is a bit more sort of it's a bit more of a sort of organic indicator, isn't it? It's not as sort of like on or off as say something like Stonksy is really. So I say it's still important, but it shows you what's happening on the chart you're looking at, which I think is perfect. So there's no mystery there, is there really?
Yeah, that's true. Actually, what I'll do is I'll switch back from that one and go back to 1.1 to see what's currently out there.
How are you doing with your list, Maff?
I think I'm done, to be honest.
I should probably go.
Yeah, we've covered quite a lot of ground, haven't we? To be fair.
Yeah, no, you've done well. I just think I should probably go and be a bit sociable, really, because
what it was one thing I'll quickly mention maybe is so I think as you mentioned earlier, a few people were asking about tutorials and things for this. So I've kind of started to add that onto my Medium page. Just in draft at the moment. That's obviously your very kind of stereotypical Bitcoin trader. That's exactly what they look like.
Yes, that's exactly what they look like. Yeah, if only.
Yeah, exactly. I think trading would be a lot more popular. We'd probably get a lot more viewers.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's. I haven't added any screenshots and charts just yet, but this will fill out. So I think what this initial one has turned into is a bit of a personal history of how I got involved in things. But yeah, I'll kind of probably use this as the base, and then as we add more articles, I'll link to them directly from the bottom of this page, so it become like the hub, I suppose.
Awesome.
And I could well imagine that once these articles start to appear, or like tutorials start to appear on here, we could probably just put together a video directly on each one. I'm just going to go through it and show more live examples and so on.
Yeah, that'd be a great idea. Yeah, that's really neat. Well done. I didn't realise you were doing that. That's fantastic. Right, that's some bedtime reading.
Yeah, there'll be plenty more where that came from. Lots of streams of consciousness and stuff.
That's great. I'll probably better leave it there actually, because it's it's coming up to 7 o'clock here, I suppose. Brilliant. Well, thanks again so much for everything you're doing here. It's just stunning work. It's really amazing.
Very welcome.
I've managed to snag some nice trades using Quadzilla, and we've got a reasonable amount of new users. I'd love to see some more. So if you want to do that, go to savewithcrypto.org/QZ or QZ if you're in one of those countries. And there's a couple of steps. You basically need to sign up to an exchange using one of our affiliate links, and then you'll be qualified to use Quadzilla for the rest of your life, probably. Well, certainly if you're one of the early people anyway. But that's the way it's going to go. That's how we are going to get something for doing all this, as well as having the pleasure of creating like an awesome indicator and hopefully becoming extremely wealthy, taking trades from it. So so thank you very much, Maff. Amazing work. Thank you everyone who's come along tonight. I know there's not tons of us, but if you can do us a favor, then give the video a like, or give the live stream a like, and make sure you are subscribed and all that kind of stuff. Do check out Quadzilla at savewithcrypto.org/QZ. Links are in the description for everything, including Maff's Medium. Is it called a channel, or is it just Medium?
I don't know, really. Page, I suppose.
Yeah, it's Maff's Medium page, where you'll find some stuff, and then in the future we'll find lots more stuff. So it's worth always checking that. Other than that, I'll obviously be doing my daily live streams. Next Wednesday, we might have to do something different actually, because I'm going to be flying at this point. So we could either pre-record something and do a premiere, or just schedule it for another day. I'm not sure actually, but
we'll figure something out.
We can talk about that later. But yeah, I'm actually going to my flight back to the UK it's about this time. So that's not going to work. But all right. Well, thank you very much, everyone. Good night, and I'll end the stream here. All right. Thank you. Bye.